Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And it's your boy DP here with you, man. And we're going to talk about these games that's coming up this weekend, week 6. You feel me? This is another Saturday where we got some college football to watch. I got a few picks that I want to give y'all, the teams, some games that stood out to me. So I'm going to let y'all, you feel me? I'm going to talk about the games with y'all. And then I'm going to pick, you feel me, which one I feel like gonna win. Hey, you can pick with me if you want to. You don't gotta pick the teams I pick, but hey, just give you some food for thought, if you know what I mean. But first game we're gonna talk about, we got Missouri Tigers coming in the season, number 9 ranked Missouri Tigers, 4-0 on the season, which I feel like might be a little fluky, but it is what it is, going against the number 25th ranked team, Texas A&M, coming in the season 4-1. And I feel like that first loss, they ain't the same team as they was when they lost, man. But get into some of these stats, man. They got Missouri coming in as a 2.5-point favorite. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. But let's talk about it though. Offense, Missouri offense coming in with 472 yards per game, 265 yards passing, 206 yards rushing, and 36 points per game. Now, mind you, I feel like Missouri, they're a little sus, if you want to be honest with you. They ain't really played nobody yet, and the teams they have played that got some sort of a name, it was a close game. Like, for instance, Boston College, they won 27-21. And I think that was Boston College, they won 27-21. I want to say that was a double overtime victory. And then they won over Vandy 30-27. And mind you, Boston College, they alright in the ACC. They really ain't nobody that whole way to be feared of. But Vandy, they usually be in the bottom half of the SEC. But mind you, Vandy, they got a pretty good team this year. They got some ballers. They got a nice quarterback that I like, a nice running back that I like. But still, you guys are Missouri, the 9th ranked team in the nation. So I expect y'all to blow out Vanderbilt and the Boston Colleges of the world. Y'all didn't even get into the meat of y'all schedule yet. And Texas A&M, this ain't a Texas A&M that played the first week. This is a whole nother team, baby. They got some ballers over there. And I got that, and I got a little faith in that guy, Marcel Reed. The young man is a baller. But Missouri defense, they're allowing 219 yards per game, giving up 127 passing yards, and giving up 91 rushing yards. Now, mind you, I don't think they're going to be able to limit Texas A&M to under 90 rushing yards. I think Texas A&M is going to be able to run this ball at will, if you must be honest. Now, I ain't going to just say they're going to just take over the game with the running game and just dominate with the running game, but I feel like they're going to be able to run this football if they want to. They got a elusive quarterback, and Marcel Reed can get out of the pocket when the play break down, and then you got a good running back and Le'Veon Moss. What else with this defense? They only giving up 12 points per game, and it's the second best defense in the SEC. We got Brady Cook coming in on the year with 946 passing yards, 4 TDs, and 97 rushing yards and 4 rushing TDs. But that boy Nate Noel, the running back from Missouri, now I ain't gonna lie, I like that young man. That young man be cutting up a storm, and he'll get up out of there real quick, get missing. I seen him run for a 60-yarder or longer, I think, in one of their games. I want to say the game when they played at Boston College. But yeah, that young man nasty. 69 yards, 69 carries, 441 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. And that boy Luther Burton III coming in the season with 19 receptions, 257 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 13.5 yards per catch. Notable opponents, I just told you, feel me? Boston College and Vandy. That's all Missouri played. That's why I don't feel like I've seen enough from Missouri. And what I have seen for them, I feel like if they play a tougher team like the Bamas and the Georgias and the Tennessee of the world, it's going to be an ugly one for them. They're going to go out there, they're going to take a loss. Now, Texas A&M offense coming in this game, averaging 393 yards per game, 162 passing yards per game, and 231 rushing yards per game. Them boys running that rock. I just told you, I don't like Missouri just straight up stopping Texas A&M running game in this game. I feel like Texas A&M gonna be able to run that rock, and they gonna come with it all game. What else I got here for Texas A&M? They coming in also with 29 points per game. But the defense, I don't know what's going over there with the Texas A&M defense. Because the recruiting class that Jimbo Fish left over there, I'm pretty sure some of them guys still there on that defense. They got all kind of talent. So for y'all to coming in this game giving up 330 yards per game on defense, that's just sad. And I don't understand what's going on with Texas A&M. They also giving up 207 yards passing per game and 123 rushing yards, allowing 18 points per game. But like I said, I kind of like Marcel Reed in this one, man. Don't put Connor Whitman out there, man. If he healthy, hey, you win some, you lose some. But if you lost your job, you just lost your job. You can stick it out and try to grind hard, work hard, get your job back, or you can transfer. But right now, for me, I like Marcel Reed at Texas A&M because the man making the offense go. But Marcel Reed coming into this game with 585 passing yards on the season, 6 passing touchdowns, and 42 carries, 230 yards from the ground, and 2 rushing TDs. And that boy Le'Veon Moss, 76 carries, 471 yards, and 3 TDs. And I also want to give a shout out to the defensive lineman Nick Scorton with 14 tackles, 3 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Notable opponents for Texas A&M. I feel like Texas A&M a little battle tested, if you want to ask me. They had a win over Arkansas and they lost to Notre Dame, but Notre Dame didn't beat this version of Texas A&M. They beat the version of Texas A&M when they had Connor Whitman out there, and Connor Whitman wasn't looking too good. He wasn't executing. He was throwing a lot of miss on passes. I can't remember if he had any picks that game, but it wasn't a good game for Connor Whitman when he played Notre Dame. But since Marcel Reed been in there, the Texas A&M offense look completely different. They look more explosive and they can run that ball. The run game is very dangerous when it comes to Texas A&M. The person I'm picking to win the team I'm picking to win this game, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Texas A&M to win this game. I don't feel like Missouri can stop Texas A&M run game, and I feel like Texas A&M can play good enough defense to get this W. And the point spread is 2.5. I feel like Texas A&M can cover that also. Missouri, they haven't showed me enough when they played teams like Vandy and Boston College. So prove me wrong, Missouri. That's all I can say. Prove me wrong. Next game we're gonna talk about Ole Miss coming in the season 4-1, ranked number 12 in the nation versus South Carolina. 3-1 on the season. They got Ole Miss as a 9-point favorite in this game. But before I just get into the stats and stuff, I want to say ugly loss back when they played Kentucky, and I'm speaking about Ole Miss. And what I want to say, you can't go out here and play South Carolina the way you played Kentucky, because South Carolina defeated Kentucky 31-6. So you come out here and take this thing lightly and play around, you just might get beat by South Carolina. Now, this was one of the games that it was really hard for me to just make a definitive pick, because I know South Carolina is better than the 3-1 record that they have, which 3-1 ain't bad. I just know South Carolina, their passing game is very lackluster, and they got to scheme around that run to make sure they get the job done. But I'm liking South Carolina. But last time I picked South Carolina, they let me down. But Ole Miss, they coming in this game with 607 total yards per game, 390 yards passing, and 216 yards rushing per game. Also 47 points per game on the season, the first ranked offense in the SEC. Defense, them boys out there hungry and they greedy, and they got some dogs out the transfer portal. Nolan Smith and the guy from Florida, defensive lineman, I can't pronounce his name. I want to say Prince. But them boys, as a team, Ole Miss coming in this game with 18 total sacks as a team. But mind you, Ole Miss ain't really played no tough competition until they played Kentucky. And you seen what happened when they played Kentucky, so I don't know what Ole Miss gonna come out there to play. The defense, Ole Miss defense allowing 258 yards per game, giving up 212 yards passing, and giving up 46 yards rushing per game. But we gonna see how y'all do, man, because South Carolina, they gonna run that ball. I don't think y'all gonna hold South Carolina under 50 yards. I highly doubt that. That's the main offense that South Carolina have. So they allow y'all to hold them to under 50 yards. This is going to be a blowout, and I doubt it's going to be a blowout. It's kind of hard for me to pick this one. And they also allowing 8 points per game. Jackson Dart coming into this game with 1,815 yards on the season, 13 passing touchdowns with a 77% completion percentage. And he also have 36 carries, 112 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. And my boy Henry Parrish transferred from the U. I ain't mad at him. Yeah, you go do your thing, go ball, young man. But Henry Parrish coming in this game with 70 carries, 489 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 7 yards of carry. And shout out to Trey Harris. Trey Harris on the season with 49 receptions, 804 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 16.4 yards per catch. Like I said, a notable game, they won every other game besides Kentucky, and that was really the only solid competition I could have really get a good look from them as, and they went out there and shit at the bed. So I don't know, man. Ole Miss, once they get in this SEC play, will they be the same old Ole Miss from years before? They might go on a little run and surprise some people, but at the end of the day, they're gonna fail and fumble. We shall see. We got South Carolina coming in this game. Offense 371 total yards per game. Passing 179 yards passing, 192 rushing yards per game, scoring 34 points per game. And mind you, with a lackluster passing attack that South Carolina has, they're able to scheme up plays to score points. So, man, it's something telling me to say South Carolina's going to win this game, dog. It's something it is, but I don't want to just, you feel me, just doubt Ole Miss so fast. I feel like that Kentucky game probably was a wake-up call for them. You feel me? So I don't want to let the Kentucky loss that Ole Miss have put so much weight on my opinion. But let's see. South Carolina defense coming this game, allowing 264 yards per game, giving up 160 passing yards, and giving up 104 rushing yards, allowing 17 points per game. And South Carolina also coming in here with 14 sacks on the year. We got Lenore Sellers, 393 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, 40 carries, 145 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. We also got the running back Raheem Sanders with 57 carries, 286 yards, and 4 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry. I would have thought Raheem would have had more yards than that. They got to try to scheme more plays for Raheem to get the ball in his hand, man. I like the way he runs. He's a hard runner. And I also want to talk about Kyle Kennard, defensive end, 10 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and the standout rookie Dylan Stewart with 8 tackles, 2.5 sacks on the season. Notable games: they beat Kentucky 31-6, but they lost to LSU 36-33. And that LSU loss had a lot to do with penalties that South Carolina had. South Carolina killed themselves when it came to the penalties, dog. They got to tighten up when it comes to that situation. But other than that, let's see what I want to say about this game, man. Who do I pick? I'm gonna pick Ole Miss, but 9 points. I don't know, man. This game might come down to a field goal, bro. So I'm gonna pick Ole Miss to win, but I don't think they're gonna cover the 9 points. So pick Ole Miss to win, but not to cover the 9 points. And the only reason I'm picking Ole Miss because I don't want to let the Kentucky loss weigh that much on me. But if they come in this game and they lose this game, I don't know, man. Lane Kiffin might be going to Florida, and I'ma hate to see that. Let's talk about some trash and some guys that's putting a little bit of respect on their name. We got Clemson coming in here ranked number 15 on the nation in the season, on the nation, however you want to say it, 3-1. Tough loss for Georgia in the beginning of the season versus old FS Pooh, old FS Doo-Doo. Florida State Seminoles coming in here 1-4 on the year. 1-4. Wowzers. But let's go. Clemson offense coming in this game averaging 457 total yards a game. 277 passing and 179 rushing yards, averaging 42 points per game. Now, I feel like if FSU, I'm gonna say FS Pool. If FSU, I don't even like saying their name. I don't even care for saying it right. Yeah, I'm dogging y'all because I'm not a fan of y'all. I'm trying to be as neutral as I can be. But like I was saying, if FS Pool come out there and play Clemson the way they play SMU, they finna put up a 60 burger on y'all. So you better come to play. I don't care how bad the offense is out there performing, how bad the offense out there looking. If you willing to get embarrassed out there, it don't make no sense. You better go out there and tighten up, man. You better go out there and make some plays and do what it do, dog. Cause you Florida State at the end of the day. I don't care if it is Clemson. I don't care if they looking better than y'all this year. Come out there and have some kind of moxie. But defense allowing 401 yards per game, giving up 218 passing, and also giving up 183 rushing. But I'm surprised Clemson is allowing 104 yards per game. That's just outrageous. That don't make any sense. And they also allowing 25 points per game, and they second to last on defense in the SEC. So maybe that Georgia game the stats really made Clemson look bad, but I don't see that defense as being as bad as these stats are saying. But mind you, when I watched the Sanford game, Sanford was able to move the ball on Clemson a little bit here and there, but Sanford kept turning the ball over as far as their quarterback Daniels. But ain't nothing on this paper gonna let me think Clemson finna lose this game. Let's just be honest. I feel like Clemson's finna win. You got Cade Klubnik. He looking a lot better this year. I feel like he getting more comfortable with that offense and that game plan. He looking like a whole different person, a whole different quarterback. But Cade Klubnik coming in this game with 984 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, 17 carries, 106 yards on the ground, and 4 rushing TDs. Phil Maffa coming in this game, 43 carries, 342 yards per game, and 2 rushing touchdowns, 8 yards a carry. Now, notable game, you feel me? Them boys lost 34-3 to UGA, but everybody else, they just been spanking. So, I don't know, man. Maybe Georgia was just too much for Clemson, or maybe Clemson just wasn't ready yet. Maybe Clemson couldn't get, you feel me, going. Maybe they couldn't get that offensive flow, that rhythm, started up. But, talk about old FS Pool, man. FS Pool, they averaging 278 yards per game, 213 passing, and 65 rushing yards per game. 65 rushing yards is just horrible. Averaging 278 yards per game is just horrible. What are y'all doing out there in Tallahassee, man? What's going on? Is he not motivated, or do you not care? Or what is it, man? You're making the state of Florida look bad, if you want to be honest. I like that y'all down, but at the same time, I'm a big fan of the state of Florida because I'm from Florida, born and raised. And I don't like that these other states feel like they can just talk about the state of Florida any kind of way, because now their team is doing what it do because they come down here and get some of our top players and bring them to their school. Listen, the state of Florida, we got to tighten up. We got to do better, man. We got to get the big three back to being the big three and back to running college football. Just a little respect and a little love for y'all Florida State chumps. But they coming in this game with the worst offense in the ACC. Defense allowing 382 yards per game, giving up 216 passing yards, and giving up 165 rushing yards per game, allowing 24 points per game. Now, DJ Ugalelu, how you say his name, he will be out for this game. I think he got some kind of hand injury, so you're going to see Brock Glenn. Who knows what Brock Glenn going to do out here? Maybe he give Florida State a different look or a chance. Hey, we shall see. And then we got Lawrence Telefili with 45 carries, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4.8 yards per game. Well, per rush. I'm talking about per game. Notable games. Lost to GT 24-21. Lost to Boston College 28-13. And lost to SMU 42-16. Man, they got Clemson a 14-point favorite in this game. And honestly, I don't got no trust that Florida State gonna prevail or come out here and compete and make this a good game. Yeah, DJ Ugale out of there. And y'all wouldn't want to take him out for nothing in this world when he was struggling during this season. So I don't know what that's telling me about y'all second string quarterback. So, with that being said, I'm definitely picking Clemson to win. And I'm picking the cover also. I feel like they can cover the 14, man. Florida State ain't looking bad this year, and I don't like it at all. I don't like it none whatsoever. But last but not least, talk about the last game, which this was another game that was hard for me to pick. But hey, man, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I ain't gonna just pick the obvious choice like everybody else might pick. I'm gonna just, go out on the limb. But the last game we're gonna talk about, we got Tennessee versus Arkansas. Tennessee coming in ranked number 4 in the nation, 4-0 against 3-2 Arkansas. Now Arkansas, they ain't no ordinary 3-2 team. I'll tell you that right now. Arkansas is not the average 3-2 team. These boys play 60 minutes of football no matter who they play. And all they gotta do is have everything come together. Have everything click for them. If that happens, hey, this might be an upset, just to be real with you. The Tennessee coming in the season with averaging 565 yards per game on offense, 275 passing, and 290 yards a game rushing. They running that rock. But what I would say, they had a little stat game that inflated these numbers a little bit, because they played Kent State, and Kent State been a punching bag for everybody over college football this year. I think they beat them boys 70-0 or 71-0. Yeah, you feel me? So them averaging 290 rushing yards a game, I feel like that's a little skewed. You feel me? That number could be a little misleading because of that Kent State game, but they also beat the brakes off of NC State too. I think they beat them boys 56 to a little bit. So, but this will be the best defense they done played so far. I'm gonna tell you that now. But yeah, they average 54 points per game, and they second best offense in the SEC. Defense allowing 176 yards per game, giving up 125 yards passing, and only giving up 50 rushing yards a game. Damn, Tennessee. Best defense in the SEC so far. Like I said, a lot of these numbers, man, they kind of skewed with Tennessee, man. They really ain't played nobody yet. You could say Oklahoma, but Oklahoma, let's be honest, man, Oklahoma offense is not the same as it's been since they had Dillon Gabriel and Caleb Williams. That's not the same offense, man. It's, what should I say about that? Well, I will say I couldn't really get a good look at Tennessee because I know Oklahoma offense is subpar at best. They recently put in a backup QB because I want to say the Arnold cat, he wasn't doing, basically wasn't doing his part, man. He wasn't getting the job done per se. I say it that way. But yeah, man, these Tennessee, like when you look at the stats look good, but I haven't seen them do this against a true competitor, and I feel like Arkansas is a good team this year. But I ain't finna say his last name, the quarterback for Tennessee, because I know I'm gonna mess it up. So we just gonna call him Nico here. You feel me? Nico, 892 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions so far on the year. 25 carries, 117 rushing, and 1 TD. And Dylan Sampson out there running that rock, man. 69 carries, 449 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 6.5 yards per carry. And Dante Thornton Jr. out there balling also, 7 receptions, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 34 yards a catch. On the year, in a notable game, I just told you, they won 51-10 over NC State and 25-15 over Oklahoma. So let's talk about these Arkansas guys. Honestly, I got a little confidence in Arkansas. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna pick Arkansas to win. I'm gonna pick Arkansas to win by like a field goal or maybe a touchdown. Cause I feel like Tennessee playing a lot of these teams that couldn't really move the ball on offense. They really couldn't get a good look of the competition they're gonna have to get ready to play week in and week out in the SEC. And it's gonna be one of the best looks they're gonna get. If If you want to be honest, as long as Arkansas go out there and play a good game and a clean game. Cause mind you, Taylor Green, he's a good quarterback to me. He just makes a lot of mistakes. And he missed a lot of open man. It'd be a lot of open receivers down the field that he could hit, and they could have won. Arkansas could be 4-0 right now. If you want to be honest, if some of the mistakes that Taylor Green made, he didn't make, it would be 4-0 or at least 4-1. I mean 5-0 or at least 4-1. You feel me? They'll at least be 5-0 or 4-1 right now. Just the mistakes killed them. But they coming in this game, offense 495 yards per game, passing yards 283, rushing yards 212, fourth best offense in the SEC. So I told you Arkansas, they doing thing now. Defense coming in this game allowing 319 yards per game, giving up 226 passing, but only giving up 93 rushing yards on the day. So Dylan Sanders, we're gonna see if he's gonna do what it do against this Arkansas run gang. And them boys trying to stop that run, and they don't. One thing about, if anybody battle tested, Arkansas is battle tested. They done played a lot of good teams, a lot of teams that was ranked this season. And a lot of people ain't expect them to be in some of those games, but Arkansas let the nation know that they came to play 60 minutes of football every time they hit that field. But and they averaging 35 points per game on offense. Defense allowing 319 yards against Tennessee, averaging 565 yards. Now that number there, I don't know. But I still might just pick Arkansas just to, mix it up a little bit. But defense also only allowing 20 points per game. Taylor Green, like I was just talking about, he coming in this season with 1,236 passing yards on the year, 5 touchdowns, 5 INTs, 72 carries, 331 yards rushing, and 4 rushing TDs though. So Taylor Green, y'all see he gonna get up out of it also. If I Arkansas, I'll try to put Taylor Green in the best situations I can put him in. Also put him in situations where he can use his legs and his arm. Because the man is a deadly weapon when it comes, if he can use both. And if stuff just click for him, you feel me? If it could just come together and he make less mistakes. And sometimes, you feel me, if you play in there, run out of bounds, or throw it to the wide receiver's feet, or throw it out of bounds if you can. Or worst come to worst, all else fails, take the sack. Sometimes the sack will be better than a fumble or interception. Jaquindon Jackson, running back for Arkansas, he coming in the game with 79 carries, 509 yards, 9 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. That's why I say I don't think Tennessee defense is going to be able to shut down Arkansas run game like that. Arkansas offense is kind of nice, man. They the 4th best in the SEC when it comes to the offensive game. So Arkansas coming with it, and they coming to play. But Tennessee, you better not take these guys lightly, because Arkansas ain't no slouch. Telling you that now. And Andre Armstrong, wide receiver for Arkansas, with 29 receptions, 420 receiving yards, and 14.5 yards per catch. Notable games that Arkansas has played: they lost to OSU, Oklahoma State, 39-31 in a double overtime. They lost to Texas A&M, 21-17, and they beat Auburn 24-14. Which the Auburn game, I don't know how impressive that win is or not. But because Auburn looking bad, but I put it on there because Auburn the SEC team, you feel me? That's SEC competition. They got Tennessee, a 13-point favorite. I damn sure don't think Tennessee's gonna cover this game. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm picking Arkansas to win, just to mix it up a little bit, just to throw something extra out there. So I'm picking Arkansas to win, you feel me? But and that's all I got for y'all for this week, for week 6, man. These my picks, you feel me? Take them for what you want to, It's just my pick. That's how I see the game. I could be right. Right now, I'm 6-3 on the season, so we're gonna see what it do. Like, share, subscribe. Always go Canes. It's all about you and your boys out. Deuces.